We can use some beautifully sophisticated minor chords by using tensions. My name is Sandra Sherman and I simplify jazz for you. We can use the following tensions for the minor chord group: the 9th, 11th, and 13th. This results in these chords and all combinations thereof. Since the C minor 7 is derived from the C Dorian scale, at least in jazz, let's play through that on the B string first, because this is going to be our top note for each of the voicings. C, D, E flat, F, G, A is the avoid note in Dorian, B flat, and C. And as I said, we're going to have one voicing for each of these notes on the top. So this is great for chord melody, because you will find these scale tones in the melody. Obviously, you want to have a voicing for each of these. Also for chord fills, and of course for chord comping, to have a more creative chord comping. So of course we start with the C on top, that's a C minor 7. Then we can just add the 9th and we have a C minor 9, obviously. Stretch your pinky and you have another C minor 7. And this shows that we can play in clusters of 3 usually, and have great chord melodies already, or compings. I'll show you that in the example then. And then the next tone is the 11th, which gives us a C minor 11 chord up here. Then we have the G on top, and this is our standard go-to chord, C minor 7, but we have plenty chords here. We can play the C minor 6 here, but only if you really know for sure that you're on the 2nd degree, because that's the Dorian chord, but it works only if you know that it's the 2nd degree of the B flat major scale, so C Dorian. Then what else we got here? Well, a C minor major 7. I know that's not in Dorian. We don't have a major 7 in Dorian, but it works great within a line cliche, which I'm going to show you in one of the next examples. So let's learn it also. And then a regular triad chord, of course. Then the 6th on top, we're not going to play. It sounds, make up your own mind, but that's the avoid note on top, not good. Okay, if the avoid note, the A, is in between, that's a different thing. It kind of gets covered by the other tones, and it has a beautiful sound to it. It's used in Latin a lot. But then on top, yeah. Then the 7th, we could just move our pinky out, and you can do that, but it's just not very rich sounding. We can play an inversion here, C minor 7 with the 3rd, the E flat in bass. That sounds a lot better. Memorize where your root is here. Here is your root. E flat is not your root. It would be in an E flat 6 chord. That's the exact same thing. But this root, if the root is here, then it's a C minor 7 chord. Okay? So these are your chords in Dorian, for top note being on the B string. If you want to dig deeper into jazz playing, check out my starter packs. I have all different kinds of genres like Latin, jazz, blues. You learn how to do the rhythm comping, you learn how to improvise. There are chord melody packages on my lesson shop. And all the lesson material is included, like the tabs, Guitar Pro tabs, including tabs and notation, backing tracks, and of course the link to the detailed video tutorials. The price on these packages is a no-brainer, so click the link down below in the description box and grab yours now. I just played this cluster of 3 with that one twice and back, and then in the next 2 bars I shifted the rhythm to one end. That's all there is to it. And here's the promised Latin line cliche. The goal is to move an inner voice, the D string in this case, from the root to the 6th. rest remains the same. So we have a C minor triad, then the minor major, which moves this voice down here, bass, then the high notes, then a C minor 7, and to the minor 6, right? And we can play that real fast, and it's a samba. For chord melody and chord solos, we often need higher voicings. So let's go up to the E string, play the C Dorian scale there again. F, G, A is the avoid note. We're not going to harmonize that. B flat, C, D, E flat, and F again. We start with the F. Now, when it comes to upper voicings, these are the voicings with from the upper 4 strings. There often is no root. First of all, you have to memorize your root. And how do we find a chord, actually? We find the chord by looking at a normal voicing being the comping voicings that went up to the B string. We just learned that. So we had C minor 7, C minor 9, and another C minor 7 here, okay? So this is where it's derived from. Let's take the C minor 9 chord, remove the bass string, in this case the A string, so we can add something now on the E string, and the first thing here on the E string is that F in the scale, right? And that's a C minor 9, 11 chord. No root involved here anymore, so that's why you have to memorize your virtual root in relation to the chord is here. So in order to move this, let's say to F, you need to know F, and this is the rest of the chord. F minor 11, C minor 11, okay? All right, then the next is the G on top. We just bar over, C minor 9. Then the A is the avoid note. We're not going to harmonize that. And the next one is derived from this C minor triad voicing. Again, we remove the A string. We have this cluster here, this A minor kind of cluster, plus the 7 makes it a C minor 7. Like this would be an A minor 7, right? So we can move this around. Here we have the root on the G string. If you're not good with notes on the G string, then imagine this being your root. But this is kind of a little bit further away. C minor 7. C minor 7 here. Here is your root on top actually, and here it would be on the bass. C minor 9, C minor 7, root being on the D string. And another C minor 11. We had one already. We could play it up here again. But first of all, this is a little high. And also we need this a lot. We killed the flat 3, I know, but still, this is when you play it with the others together. You will hear that in an example. It sounds really great, okay? You can help to keep the free video tutorials of this channel running by becoming a member of the channel, and you can do so by clicking the join button right next to the subscribe button, which also grants you access to my mini lessons. You can also say a little thank you by clicking the thanks button and donate a little something. This really helps with the productions of the videos. Thanks a lot. And this is why the C minor 11 here is so useful, because we can play it in the cluster of these chords. I start on one end, which gives it a real nice kick. 1 and 3. And then I go down here just playing these 3. So I actually have derived from the C minor 7 chord. I don't play the bass here, it's just quicker. So I have this melody, and then the minor 11 cluster coming from this one. So you don't have to always play the entire chord, right? It's quicker to just go from here to here than playing the entire chord, right? Especially if you have a band backing you. Okay, so you have melody. That's my signature chord lick, actually. And the last example is a little chord melody bit over just C minor that you can play on your own. It's something you could play also in a music store if you don't know what to play. And it gives you an impression of what to do with just one chord. Okay, here's the C minor 7 comping chord. I'll play through that. First of all, I kind of arpeggiate through that. Look at my right hand. Okay, that's what you do with ballads a lot. Then arpeggiate one by one. So that's intended. That's like a fill. So not the melody. Melody is this. Then a C minor 9. And now I play a melody chord. Then just a single note, but I still remain on the chord, so everything flows into each other. Then I go up here to the C minor 7 chord. I played with the bass. You don't have to do that. You can also bar it, because I now want to have an inner chord movement. And remember when we had the Latin cliche going down here, now I go up just playing the inner 2 strings. So, all right. And then the G and B string. So I have a double stop melody. So playing diets is called also double stops. C minor 11, little melody here, E flat and D, and then I end on that C minor 7 chord. So this is how it sounds, played in time. Well, it's played rubato, freely, but a little bit more in time now. Check out my chords playlist where I have dedicated videos like this one on other chord groups like the major chord group, dominant chord group, etc. Please give this video a fat thumbs up because it's really important for me as a creator, so I get seen by a lot more people. Please share the love, subscribe my channel, and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a new video. And I see you next week. Servus, baba.